Here's Jason, Scott, and Coach Pat.
And welcome back to the program. Just wrapping up the 17th annual Teddy Bear Toss. It was a great one. Gamblers get a 2-1 victory at home in front of a sellout crowd. Now we move forward, though. Jason, Scott, and Pat, we're going to play the match game here. We got 4 hypothetical questions to see if Jack and Nick think alike as teammates and as brothers. First and foremost, Jack, Nick, how you guys doing?
Doing good. Doing good. It's good to be here.
No problem. Now, it's great. Like we were talking off the air right now, and Scott was asking you, it's great to have a brother on the team to kind of bounce things off, right?
Yeah, we definitely are always talking hockey to each other, and just when we leave the rink, we're always giving each other advice and things that we can work on and stuff. So it's just good to have someone that we can always talk to.
It's got to be an amazing thing growing up. I mean, beating each other up, preparing each other for hockey. I mean, was it growing up hockey right from the start?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, there's everything from having a rink in the backyard to playing hockey on the driveway. We'd always throw my little brother in net and just shoot at him. And, so I think that's where our chemistry always kind of started.
Now, for the listeners at home, your younger brother Ryan's going to be playing for Lincoln starting this next weekend. You guys will have a chance to play against him later on this year. How exciting is that?
Yeah, I'm really excited to play him. I think it's the last series of the weekend, so we'll have lots of family down there and everything, and hopefully I'll be able to knock him down a few times. We'll see how that goes.
You guys were a part of a team that was undefeated last year, leading, to a Minnesota State championship. Talk a little bit about that emotion. I saw that game. It's funny is we talk about 8,300 as being a huge crowd here in Green Bay, but you guys were playing in front of 18,000. I mean, That's unbelievable.
Yeah, it was special. I mean, playing in front of 18,000 people in the state championship game with your 2 brothers alongside you is something we'll never forget. And, you think back about it, but I think we moved on now, and it's playing in front of 8,300 gave us the same feeling the other night. So it was definitely special in the past, but we're moving forward.
So what's that like for 18,000 fans? Is it just another game for you when you're in high school, or is that something that you're talking to your teammates about, saying, "Hey, this is a big deal, guys. This is unbelievable"?
Yeah, you definitely before the game and everything, you're talking to your teammates and stuff about how big of a game it's going to be, and you're always talking about how many people you think are going to be there and stuff. But I think once you hit the ice and everything, you just kind of worry about hockey, and you don't even really realize all the people that are there until, in a TV intermission or something, you'll look around and soak it all in. But once you're playing, you don't really realize how many people are there.
It's awesome that you say that, because it seems like hockey is a game where it doesn't matter when you're playing against your brother. You're going to be going as hard as you possibly can in hockey. You'll be buddies after you're done, but the game of hockey is played in between the whistles, isn't it?
Definitely, yeah. You definitely are competing every shift, and we'll definitely be battling when we play them. And then after the game, we'll talk about all the situations on the ice and stuff. But when we're playing, we'll definitely be going all out.
You guys had a special experience last year in Minnesota. There's not a lot of brothers or siblings that can say, hey, we all play it on the same line. Of course, you two, and then Ryan. Talk about that experience, because that had to be huge for your family.
Yeah, it was special. I mean, we also have a little brother, Luke, and, he's our biggest fan, but we always joke about how, it's...
Is he drafted yet, Pat? Is he?
Not quite. Yeah, but it's special being able to play with each other. It makes it easy on our parents. Only I have to be at one game at one time instead of all over the place. But we definitely don't take it for granted and enjoy every bit of it. And it makes it easier to, when one of us makes a mistake, it's easier to yell at your brother than just your other teammate.
Yeah, no doubt. All right, let's get into it here. See, for the listeners at home, we did things a little bit different this time since last time. I know we did a little Know Your Teammate. This time, we gave Nick and Jack a worksheet with 4 hypothetical questions that they had to answer, completely separated from each other, to see if they match up. We're going to get into our first couple before our first break here in this game, but it's something that we're going to get serious here, Scott. I love this game, and we'll get right to it. So I'm going to ask... I'm going to go through the first question we asked both Nick and Jack, and I'm going to have them, of course, they're on the mic. Pat's on the mic, and Scott's here, and Kyle's here just to take it all in. But if someone offered to tell you exactly where you'd be in 20 years, but you'd be powerless to change it, what they tell you, would you want to hear it? Would you want to know what is going to happen 20 years from now?
I don't think I would want to know. I think if you know what's going to happen, you just kind of know what your next day is going to be like, and you want to be surprised when what happens every day. So I don't think I would want to know.
And of course, Jack, you answered the same.
Yep, same thing. I don't want to know. I mean, I'd rather just live every day, day by day, and I don't want to know what bad things are coming. So,
Don't you want to know, like, you're the starting centerman for the Toronto Maple Leafs and score a hattie?
Yeah, what if it's something good like that? I
if
mean,
it was something like that, I'd be relieved. But
hoisting the Stanley Cup.
That won't be happening in Toronto Maple Leafs, but something else, maybe. But you never know. We'll get to that later. But it's okay. Very cool.
What would you guys think, Pat and Scott, if I can bring you in here? Would you want to know 20 years from now what you're doing?
If I knew I wasn't going to get any better at golf, I'd probably want to know. And I would just give up completely. But no, for the most part, I agree with the boys. I think you want to go through life and, kind of discover every day as it comes.
That's the whole point of it, isn't it, Scott? I mean...
Yeah, just now that I've had kids, I mean, I have a 3-year-old and a 6-year-old. My hockey world, at one point, I was kind of like, yeah, let's just roll with this. But now I kind of want to make sure they're okay and that, my retirement's going to look after them someday, I guess. But so I wouldn't mind knowing that they're going to be okay as long as I don't care about myself, but just looking at their life 20 years from now will be good.
Yeah, I agree with you.
So
I like it.
So that's kind of serious.
Yeah, this is deep stuff. We're going deep in this hockey show. We'll bring it back to life here with this next one.
I like that.
So here it is, question number 2. And somebody that has really bad hair that I wear a hat all the time. Would you rather be bald or have a huge mullet for the rest of your life? Boys? Of course, they answered the first question together right, but...
I said mullet because, you see bald guys all the time, every day. You don't see a guy with a huge mullet walking down the street every day, so that'd be kind of unique.
yeah, I also said mullet. It's a little something different, so...
And the only reason why I brought this into the conversation, during the Minnesota State Hockey, don't they have like the Flow or the Hair Awards?
Yeah, all hockey hair team.
Yes.
Honorable mentions. We were honorable mentions.
For real?
Yeah, we were on it.
I don't know how, but
We're in the company of celebrities here, Scott. We didn't even know it.
That is actually a good little YouTube search is to do the all hockey hair team. And the guy puts on a great show every year from the state tournament in Minnesota. He'll put it all together. And, I mean, it's not a 1 or 2 player thing. Like, he has, 40 players that he's rolled out as the all-hair team.
Try not watching that without laughing hysterically.
He narrows it down, and he's dead on with his critiquing and stuff, so it's pretty good.
That is amazing. That's a must-watch, too, right? If you're a hockey guy.
Everyone watches it.
I'd rather, I don't know, if I had a mullet, it would look absolutely horrendous. So I'd go bald, which I'm going to go anyway, so it doesn't matter.
In the day, it was cool. I mean, 20-year-old, 19-year-old hockey player, we used to call hockey hair. You got a little bit that comes up the back of your helmet, but I guess, mullets now, it's a whole new level.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not going to go with the mullet. I think the young guys think, oh, yeah, that'd be cool for,
It's cool now. Yeah, it's cool now.
You
and
can always cut a mullet. You can't grow it once you're bald.
when you're young, I felt bad for Jason Doogie. He was voted player with the worst hair, right, guys? From Sam Saliba. But I agree with you. If you shave it and it doesn't come back, there's no coming back.
Yeah, but then again, Doogie's going to Ohio State, and there's enough girls there for, I think, even Doogie will be all right there.
We got to step out for a break. When we return, we're going to continue to visit here with Nick and Jack Poehling. It's the match game here on Hockey Talk WNFL.
Who's the microphone assassin?
It's the Ben Maller Show.
Transmitting now.
The buzz of baseball coming out of Florida because Pablo Sandoval appeared at Red Sox camp, had eyebrows raised, and people whispering. Yeah. It's just amazing. Very disappointing opening act in Boston, so Pablo Sandoval decided, I am going to show up as chubby as ever. My favorite part of this story, the Red Sox brass went around, the people in the corner office at Fenway, and they were telling the Boston media that Pablo Sandoval had lost weight. And they told Pablo Sandoval to lose weight, and that the portly hitter then showed up to spring training as fat as ever and said it was not true.
Ben Maller. The Ben Maller Show.
The microphone throttler.
Overnights on 1440 and 101.9 WNFL.
Hi, it's Mike from DollarShaveClub.com. Every month, we deliver a full sleeve of amazing blades to our millions of members for just a few bucks. That means they can afford to change their blades anytime they want and enjoy an amazing fresh blade shave whenever. It's way better than squeezing weeks and weeks of shaves out of a trashy dirtbag razor.
Hey, Mac, it's Zeke, your old razor. You know, from the last few weeks. Look, when you spend as much time on the job as I do, you get some stuff in your parts. It happens. Some call it grime. I'd call it personality. Sure, I hang around the bathroom a lot. People coming up in here using the toilet and whatnot. Yeah, I watch them. Can't say I mind. Sure, things land on me. But don't worry, I'm still good to shave. Touch your face.
You don't have to shave with the gross old razor. DollarShaveClub.com members shave with a fresh blade whenever they want for a fraction of the price. Join DollarShaveClub.com today. That's DollarShaveClub.com.
Your home for high sticking.
High sticking happen when the guy take the stick, and he go like that. You don't do that.
You don't do that.
Oh, no, never, never.
It's Hockey Talk on WNFL.
And welcome back. It's Hockey Talk here on WNFL. We got to get back to the all hockey hair team. Like, this is hilarious. So the guy we were just during the break here looking at it, 2.5 million views on this video. And Jack and Nick, like, the guys, the hockey players in the state tournament, they look forward to this, right?
Oh, yeah. Guys will grow out their hair all year long just to try to get on the video, and it's you got to check it out. It's pretty funny.
What do they win? Like, what?
The winner gets a gold comb, and then the guys teamed up with Warrior, I believe, so you get a free stick and like a free hat or something like that. It's pretty funny.
That is crazy. And I think, like, in seeing the video, it's almost like in Wisconsin State basketball where they do the zoom up, right? I think he takes that video, the zoom up of the headshot, and he goes through and he has a funny comment over it. What's the craziest one that you guys have seen?
Kid on my team last year grew out his hair all year long, and he put it in a ponytail, and as he skated up for the starting lineup, whipped the ponytail out, and hair was flying everywhere, and the crowd was going crazy. It was pretty exciting.
Did he win?
He didn't. He got second.
He was brutal. All over, like, social media, like, news stations were doing stuff on him. He should have won, but...
How do you keep a straight face when they're doing introductions when that stuff's going on?
Oh, we couldn't. We were all laughing. We all knew it was coming. Our coach didn't know it was coming, though. He was pretty mad.
All right, Jack and Nick are perfect 2 for 2 here in our match game for hypothetical questions. We'll get to the hockey questions now. Enough serious stuff. Would you rather be known as the best defensive player to ever play the game or the most prolific goal scorer in the history of the league? What did you guys answer?
I said goal scorer. I think scoring goals is a little more fun, and I think that's what everyone would choose to be.
Nick?
I said the same, goal scorer. Just, I'm a forward, so scoring goals is lots of fun. And even though defense is the most important part of the game, but it's fun scoring goals, so that's what I put down.
I didn't think this was that easy of a question. I mean, am I way off base? Is scoring goals a lot more fun than...
To me, this is a very easy one. I mean, like, tell me who the best defenseman player ever was in hockey. I could tell you who Wayne Gretzky was. I could tell
Brian
you
Leach.
Was he the best defenseman?
I don't know. That's the first one that came to mind.
You know Brian Leach because he's an elite offensive defenseman. Bobby Orr, elite offensive defenseman. We don't talk about defensive players.
Is that a problem with the league, though? I mean, because there's those guys too.
People are not coming to watch people block shots.
I'm way
They're
off
watching
base.
people score goals.
Very important, though, to block shots.
But it's nice to have those guys on your team that will do it.
Exactly.
The Guy Carbonos of the world that used to take the pride in the defensive game. You're right. You just don't hear about those players as much as the.
No, it's sometimes guys evolve into it more later, like Steve Yzerman, who was an elite offensive player. Like, he actually developed into a very good defensive player so that he could, be a leader on his team and do all those things. But again, who is the best defensive player of all time? Jason?
See, I thought it was a tougher question. I'm coming from a football background, and I thought, as football, like, you have defensive players like cornerbacks, and you're like, wow, this guy was a shutdown cornerback.
Maybe Larry Robinson. I don't know. He might have, but he was offensive too.
I'm looking away, Pat. I'm gonna look away. I'm looking towards the wall now. That's a good point, though. I mean, you're right. I mean, how many defensive defensemen do people know? They know the goal scorers. You want a Patrick Kane instead of a. I know he's a forward. I get that, but
right. I don't watch the NBA very much, but I know Curry's having a really good year. Who is their best defensive player this year?
It's a good point. Let's move on. That's a good point. Either way, of course, goal scoring is the key. Question number 4. Would you rather be the leading scorer on a very bad team that misses the playoffs or an unknown player on a championship team?
I said unknown player on a championship team. I just think I said that because at the end of the day, winning's fun, and not too many people can be champions at higher levels. So I think at the end of the day, everyone has their role. So I'd rather be on a championship team.
And Nick, what do you think?
I said the same thing. I mean, who cares if you're a known player? I mean, all the guys in the locker room know that it's a team game, and to be on a championship team is special. So, I mean, leading scorer on a bad team, that's just no fun.
You guys are unselfish players. I got to ask you this question. Then you got $25,000. Do you give your teammates $1,000, or do you guys keep it all?
Oh, I'm keeping it all.
We had to ask that last week, and of
But
course,
in hockey context, you guys, I'm just getting to know you, but watching you play, hockey contest, text 2-0, empty net. Do you take the shot for the goal, or do you pass it to your brother?
That happened earlier this year. Nick took the shot.
No, I didn't.
Did he not pass it?
Wait.
Coach, you remember that?
Okay, it wasn't a 2-0. I had a defender coming up on me. If I have a clear 2-0, I'm going to pass it. But
And that's the question. If
I
it's
got
a clear 2-0.
Yeah, clear 2-0, you're going to pass it. But
You passed it for sure.
but
Yeah.
I had a back checker on me, so I'm gonna shoot it.
I mean, what, Pat? Do you have something for that, or?
Well, I mean, the leading scorer on a losing team is, you're still a loser. I mean, and, when you
well
get
put.
to be on a winning team, I don't care who it is, that championship horn blows, cup comes out, whatever it is,
Yep.
you're going to hug every one of your teammates equally. You don't care who was the leading scorer. You don't even care who the backup goalie was that night. I mean, everybody's so important to a championship team.
Is it true, Scott, the champagne tastes the same out of the cup, whether you scored 30 goals or 3 goals?
Whether you had your equipment on or not that particular night, when you're a part of the team, everyone has a role on a championship team, and some guys have to score goals, but some guys have to, do other things. So yeah, that's
another easy
part of
one.
a championship's unbelievable.
Pat, I feel like this is going well tonight.
Yeah, it's gotten a lot better.
Well, I want to thank Jack and Nick for coming in. Of course, they were spot on all the questions.